This week on the internet, you might have seen a video of former President Barack Obama warning everybody about fake news, except, of course, it was not Barack Obama. It was the comedian Jordan Peele with a very elaborate computer-generated recreation of Barack Obama. So just how easy is it to come up with a very convincing, very plausible fake face? And what does it mean for the future of journalism, trustworthiness, and everything else that goes on the internet? Well, let's debate that. We have our panel this week. She is from the technology website CNET. Her name is Claire Reilly. And we have Peter Marc from Access Informatics. Walk me through exactly what happened with this.
You may have remembered when President Obama was the president, the comedian Jordan Peele did a really great impersonation of him from Key and Peele. And it was a video produced by BuzzFeed, put out by BuzzFeed, which looks like President Obama speaking. Doesn't quite sound right. Then it goes into split screen mode and you realise that it's being voiced by Jordan Peele. But it's essentially AI that has recreated Obama's lip movements and mouth movements and used different audio but generated a video that looked completely real. And it was a warning about fake news. And, you know, you used to know that you couldn't trust what you read because it may have come from somewhere else. Then we had Photoshop and you couldn't trust what you see. Now you can't trust videos. So I don't know what's real.
How easy is it to actually replicate not just a believable face, but a very recognisable, well-known believable face?
Well, it's too easy. So there is an app you can download from fakeapp.org that's basically a Windows app. It bundles up Google's TensorFlow machine learning tools. You download it. You then give it the video of the person you want to fake and the video of the actor, and you read that in. So it builds a model of the facial expression mapping between the two of them. And then you get it to sort of build this AI ML model, which maps the two together.
So then, ML is machine learning.
Machine learning, yep. So then you get it to process the video of the target to make the facial expressions and the mouth movements match what the actor is doing. So in this case, it was Jordan Peele and Barack Obama. They actually used Nicolas Cage in the example, in the tutorial of it. It's easy to use by all accounts, but it does take time. I believe it takes about 8 hours to do the processing. So it's not something that you can quickly run through.
So when the reason that Obama is often used is because the University of Washington, at the start of last year, released research and a kind of a model showing how it could be done. And they used President Obama and they used him speaking in, say, the Rose Garden, and they took the audio from that and then they put it into words in his mouth from when he was doing State of the Union or something. So they're not putting fake words into his mouth, but it is concerning in that respect. They said they needed to analyse at that time. It was about 17 hours of footage of Obama that they then were able to kind of map his facial movements and great, all right, then we graft it onto new Obama, which is just horrifying as a word. And then they said that they should be able to get that time down to about an hour. So,
well, I think people are talking now that they're going to be able to do it in real time. So as the technology gets better and the machine learning gets accelerated by GPUs. So yeah, it's really quite dangerous. And I think it obviously throws into, as you said, doubt anything that you see, including video.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around like what your output is. Like it's learnt everything about the face at the end of that 8 hours. And then what do you do with that?
So it builds directories full of all the different facial expressions. So for each of the vowel sounds, the consonant sounds, the smiling, I guess, things like that. And you can actually see on screen like a Windows directory just full of all of these snapshots of faces.
And it's matched them to the audio. That's the key part. So that when new audio comes in, it can say, all right, well, this kind of sound we matched to this face. And it's basically a big phone book, I guess, you know.
There's a video of the actor or the puppeteer, if you like, actually speaking, and that then gets mapped onto images taken from the original person, and it does all the tweening as well. So it's doing all of those individual frames in between. I think you can choose, in the example, they chose 24 frames per second kind of animation. So it is animating between the different, facial expressions, and that part of it looks pretty good. I mean, in the Obama one, the only thing that's disturbing is the voice impression.
Everything about it.
Well, what he's saying, but the voice impression is not perfect, and so you're kind of going, no, well, that one's not quite real. But there's technology coming that may actually be able to counter that as well.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is you sort of talk about the tweening and the blurriness, so you can kind of detect, because of the fake sounding audio, it doesn't seem real. But then when we get into the world of fake audio and synthesized digital voices, that's where you have the ability to create something new.
How do we go about tackling this, identifying it?
It's certainly a problem in this world of fake news, and it's likely that this will be used at some point to show some terrible quote from someone as part of an election campaign or an ad, that kind of thing.
Or used as a defence by somebody that actually did say a thing and wants to go, no, it was made by a computer.
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying, but we can sign a video. We can digitally sign a bundle of bits and make sure it hasn't been altered.
Every image that's on the internet, you're not just saying the image. There's often metadata that's folded into that file.
So where it was taken, what date it was taken, that who the photographer was. We could actually sign images, but of course images get resized, they get resampled, all sorts of things get happened.
Screenshotted,
they get photoshopped. Sure. So you could say, of course it's gone through
1,000 different ways to get around that.
Yeah,
it maybe we will build that new kind of that new way of working in the future out of necessity because we can't trust our eyes. We'll develop systems and put them in place because, we all know that you can't trust video anymore, so I'm going to check its fingerprint, and that's just something that people
and maybe
do.
Trusted sources is the answer. That you've got to say, I saw this. Where did I see it? I saw it in the Wall Street Journal. I saw it on CNET. I saw it on the ABC. I trust it. If it comes from somewhere else, if it's just on Twitter, then don't trust it as much.
Yeah, but people make mistakes.
I know
too. Somebody can accidentally upload an image that they think is one thing, but and that happens.
And that's what's
even
going to happen.
Respected organisations.
A deep fake is going to happen, or a fake app processed video is going to be sourced by someone. It'll be put up on Twitter, and someone will believe it, and then they'll republish it, and it will take on that authority.
All right, there's lots more of this in the podcast edition of Download This Show. You can find it on whichever podcasting app you use. We're also talking about the app that Russia wants to ban. What is it? Find out in the podcast. Download This Show. See you guys.